Today's episode of Voiced is from r/Tafu and is about two users who share their unforgettable and life-altering mistakes, one involving a very awkward misunderstanding at work and the other a profound realization at midlife. What happens when their paths cross with fate? Subscribe if you enjoy. Obligatory. This actually happened a little over a year ago. And throwaway, because I do not want people on my main account to know what I do for a living. So I work for the Transportation Security Administration and have for a few years now. It's a good job overall. I'm underpaid, but the benefits are nice and I get overtime when I want it. A little over a year ago, during the week leading up to Christmas, we had some really bad weather that delayed all the flights. I volunteered to stay late so that my coworkers could go home to their families. Most of the work was done anyway, so it was mostly just standing around waiting for the odd latecomer. I was working the advanced imaging technology, the space tube thingy, when three passengers came up together. A middle-aged man, a middle-aged woman, and a teenage boy. I figure it's a family traveling together for the holidays and go about my work. Mom goes through, all is fine. Dad goes through, all is fine. Kid comes up, I get a good look at him. Hoodie, sweatpants, shortish hair, smooth face. I figure he is about 13, maybe 14. I hit the button, direct him to wait with me for a moment, and then gesture to the screen, which lit up on his chest area. I tell him that I have to pat that area down. He's a little nervous. I figure that because he's so young, this is probably his first time getting a pat down, but he says okay, and I start the pat down. I do the left side of the chest and feel some breast tissue, which catches me off guard because he didn't look chubby at all. I move to the right side of the chest, read what's on the hoodie, and it all clicks at once. The hoodie has the name of the local college on it. This is an adult, not a child. He is not wearing sweatpants, she's wearing yoga pants. She doesn't even know the couple that just came through. I look at her face, which is bright red. My hand is still on her breast, and I pull it back like I just got bit by a snake. I immediately call for my supervisor, who comes over and asks what is wrong, and I explain the situation to her. My supervisor covers her mouth, and at first I thought she was absolutely mortified, but then I realized she's trying not to laugh. She takes a minute to pull herself together, tells me to go take a break, and finishes screening the passenger herself. Once that was done, I apologized to the passenger. She told me it's fine, that it wasn't the first time she was mistaken for a boy, and she probably should have said something before I started touching her. I left her alone and went to talk to my supervisor to figure out exactly how fired I am. She tells me to calm down, that it was just an honest mistake, and that she has my back if the passenger files an official complaint, but that probably won't happen, and I shouldn't be worried. That reassured me a little, but I still touched a woman inappropriately and ruined Christmas, so I feel like an absolute monster. I swallow my shame and finish my shift. Then I go into the airport proper to find some food because I just finished a 12-hour shift and there's no way I have the energy to cook dinner. I saw my unfortunate victim sitting at her gate waiting for her flight. I went up to her to apologize again and saw that the flight had been delayed until morning. It was about 11 at night. I apologize again. She says it's fine, and I ask her if she's planning to stay the whole night. She says she has to. All the hotels in the area are booked. I tell her that I'm getting some dinner and offer to get her some food as well. After all, I already got to second base. I think it's only fair that I buy her dinner. She agrees, and we go to one of the restaurants that is open late, get some food, and start eating. She said she gets mistaken for a boy a lot, and it's not a big deal. I told her about how I had long hair and no beard in college, and at the gym, people would frequently walk into the men's bathroom, see me, and do a double take to make sure they didn't walk into the ladies' room. She laughed, and we ended up talking for a few hours before I finally told her that I had to get home and apologized again for the accidental, inappropriate touching. She said that all is forgiven if I promise to take her on a real date when she gets back. I agreed. She gave me her phone number, and I went home and immediately started texting her. We kept talking until her flight finally left, and when she got back, I picked her up at the airport, and a few days later took her on that date that I promised her. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. She has long hair now. Thought an adult woman was a teenage boy, touched her on the chest. Everything worked out better than expected. Whoa, what a wild ride that last story was. From an awkward workplace encounter to an unexpected love story, it seems like sometimes life has a funny way of leading us down paths we never saw coming. And just when we think we've heard it all, here comes another tale, shifting gears entirely. Now imagine being at a crossroads, feeling the weight of choices you've made and the life you've built, only to realize you've been living someone else's dream instead of your own. That's where our next storyteller finds himself. It's a poignant reminder that life is too short to settle, and not everyone finds joy in the path they've chosen. Let's hear from Joe and learn how he navigates this difficult realization. I think I have wasted my whole life, to be honest. I am Joe. I have been lurking for a while. I created this account to get my story across. I have no idea what I'm planning to achieve by doing so, but I hope it can help those who are at crossroads and are stuck between passion and safety. For the past 15 years of life, I have been a dentist, a path that I chose after leaving a job to study further in the hopes I will make more money. I do not even know why I cared about money when I did not even spend any of it. I met my wife before I started school, when I was 20, when I was a risk taker, a dreamer, and wanted to change the world. Now I'm in a place where I have chronic pain, a cheating wife, kids who don't love me, a life of staring into mouths all day, a dull brain, no more passions and hopes, and no real purpose in life. I wanted to work as a social worker or an educator, but my parents and wife thought that I could help people in other ways that pay well. They convinced me to take dentistry, and I did. I hated every minute of school. I did not want to be in a place where my back would ache, my neck would ache, and it was not solving the real cause of the problem, but just the result of what happens after people let go of their teeth. All my friends convinced me that it would be rewarding, and I would make a lot of money when I was out of school. And I let them. When I was a young man, I wanted to do so many things. I used to play music, I wanted to become a musician, and I wanted to be a teacher, raising future people who could change the world. I loved physics and mathematics, but my parents told me to follow money instead of passions. Today I have 2 kids, a wife, and they all expect me to provide them with a luxurious lifestyle. I have never cared for money. The most enjoyable time in my life was when I was sleeping on a futon in a rental, running a small business, selling jars of jam made with strawberries from a local farm, and also working as a tutor for a bunch of spoiled kids. I had very little, but I was happy. I feel like I should have become an educator or business owner instead of taking a career I hate. From the past 15 years, I have developed chronic pain from doing dentistry, gained at least 20 kilograms, made $1 million, but for what? I can't even do anything because of chronic back pain. After becoming a dentist, I worked 9 to 4, 5 days a week. I would come back home exhausted, plan my next day, manage the business side of things, have dinner with my kids and wife, sleep, and repeat. I had a few weeks here and there as holidays where I would take my family away for a vacation. My kids don't even talk to me anymore. My wife and I have not had intimacy for months, and I'm 100% sure that she's cheating on me with a better-looking man who is older than me. I have seen her phone and confirmed this, but I will not bring it up because I don't have anyone except her left in my life. She has been my only support throughout this, and if she leaves, I have nothing left. My kids will probably be split and hate their dad because their mom has raised them. My life feels like a joke. I remember when I was in my 20s, I used to be popular with the girls. I had countless opportunities to go out with girls I found more attractive than my wife, but I didn't because I cared for her. In hindsight, I should have just done what I wanted to. Maybe my wife would still be attracted to me. I would be healthier and fitter. If I had my life all over again, I would not settle down so early. I would date more and find more interesting friends. I would never choose to be a dentist. I should have stuck to my passion for business, physics, teaching, music, etc. Even though I would have been broke, I think I would not have cared. I would wake up every day working towards a better future, work harder because I'm not handed money on a silver platter. The list can go on. I feel that it's too late to go back to pursue my passions now. My kids have expectations, my wife has expectations, society thinks that I am useful and important. I truly have made a joke out of the one life I was given by choosing money, stability, safety, and other people's opinions over my real passions. To all the people stuck between money, stability, safety, and passions, just chase your passions because the safe path does not guarantee that you will live a life that was worth living. I ruined my life by continuing to do what I hated: dentistry. It has ruined my marriage, health, family, my passions, my mind. Do what you are passionate about. Forget societal expectations. I just posted it as a whim to tell at least someone about it. I did not proofread anything that I typed. Honestly, reading your thoughts, encouragement, and most importantly, your own personal stories, I feel like I'm gaining a new perspective on life and how I can change it. For the first time in a very long time, I feel that maybe this is not the end. I don't have to die a slave to a system that does not support my life or add any value to my life. I will keep you all updated on what I will do with my life in this post. Before I talk about today's posts, please consider subscribing for more cringeworthy yet relatable moments from the internet. Wow, the first story had us all gasping and laughing at the same time. That unexpected twist of really groping someone who turned out to be an adult is wild. and the fact it led to a romantic relationship is just the cherry on top. And then there's Jo, who's sharing a deeply personal revelation about chasing the wrong dreams and societal expectations. His vulnerability is a powerful reminder that it's never too late to pursue what truly makes us happy. What do you all think? Have you ever found yourself in a similar situation, whether it be awkward or a reflection on life choices? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Voiced. If you enjoy daily, high-quality stories, please like and subscribe to show your support.